Hello YouTube and welcome to another video. So in today's video I wanted to talk about how I plan to be running in the future to avoid injuries. For those of you who follow along on my channel knows that I have been injured twice this past year, mainly because of some pretty stupid mistakes on my part. So in this video I wanted to present 4 rules that I'm going to follow to decrease my chances of getting injured again. But first I wanted to talk about why running can lead to injuries much easier than cycling or swimming, for example. Running is a very concentrated movement that puts a lot of load on our muscle and tendons with up to 3 times of our own body weight. The repetitive nature of running doesn't distinguish the sport from cycling or swimming, but it is unique in that during the landing our muscles works eccentric. This typically causes a lot more of micro damage in our muscle fibers than concentric work does. At the same time, our tendons absorbs a big part of the load while we're landing on our feet. This causes the damage to our muscles and tendons to be much more significant during running, which makes the recovery time a lot longer. In concentric work such as cycling or swimming, it is primarily the refueling of our glycogen depots that determines when we can train hard again. But in running, we also have to factor in the healing of all the micro damage that occurs in our muscles and tendons in terms of evaluating for how long and for how hard we can train again. So to keep these micro damages under control, I'm personally going to follow these 4 rules. First, I'm never going to raise the total weekly mileage with more than 10% at a time. This means that if I'm running a total of 30 kilometers a week, I'm not going to run more than 33 kilometers the following week. This way I limit the total increase in distance to a level that my body can probably follow along to. Second rule is that every 4 weeks I'm going to take a rest week where I reduce my total mileage to 60% of my usual training load. This helps me a lot by giving my tendons a chance to recover a bit more effectively during the season than if I'm only going full speed every week. Third rule is that during periods where I feel that everything is going smooth and I feel like running longer than ever before, I will be much more cautious than I previously have. In practice, I want to have a feeling of having reserved about 10% of potential that I could have done more in the certain training. This way I restrict myself to not go overboard with too intense training. And finally, the 4th rule is that I will have a lot more focus on the change in load caused by me changing up my running shoes or running in new terrain. For an example, I will try giving my body a more smooth transition between running shoes by purchasing new shoes sometime before the old ones are completely done. Then I can switch between shoes in different trainings during the week instead of finishing the old ones completely and then jumping straight into new shoes. So to sum up the points of this video, I will do the following to prevent myself from getting injured during running training. I will never raise the total weekly mileage by more than 10%. I will have a rest week every 4th week. During periods where training feels easy, I will keep 10% effort in the bank. And I will focus a lot more on giving my body time to adapt to new equipment and new terrain. So guys, I hope you have enjoyed this video and maybe got some inspiration in your own way of running. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. And besides that, I want to wish you all a great weekend. Take care.